Oh, he broke his ankle here. I've seen this clip. But he finished it. Oh my God. The amount of dorsiflexion that happened there was just too much for his poor shin bone to take.
He knew he had broken his ankle. First thing he did was turn to the camera operator and say, did you get that?
You know, the greats have all done this. Kobe Bryant went to shoot free throws with a torn Achilles. Tom Cruise breaks his leg, continues walking past the camera. Don't. Something bad's gonna happen. Don't choke her. Oh, is he gonna bite her? Oh, I felt it. I felt the salmonella coming onto her nose. A statement I never thought I'd say on this channel. I hope she's okay. Oh, she said the B word in Russian. Who calls a snake a bitch? Oh, I wish I could read Russian. Я хочу посмотреть лицо девочки после укуса. Look at that!
And that means?
I want to see the girl's face after the bite.
Ah, well done, Doc.
Look at that. And I said I can't read Russian. I read like a 5-year-old because that's when I left the country.
Hey, Kylie, Savannah. I don't want to see you get hurt again. You just got a hip replacement. Hey, Aiden. It's time for your pineapple peach burst inhaler.
He's hitting the vape instead of the oxygen.
Hey, Nikki.
Hi.
What do we got here?
It's giving.
OnlyFans with a QR code. Hold on a second, doesn't this already exist right now? Isn't the retirement home all about this? I actually did a podcast with them. They were a fun group. Oh my God. The fact that they're allowed to fall backwards though, no, it's still gonna hurt. I will say the fact that there's so many of them makes it a little bit better because when there's more of them, it kind of spreads out the tension across all the Legos. But if there were only a few of them, all like thick big boy ones. Oh my God. And why are they so good at backflips? These are probably professionals. Oh no. Oh! It's lodged in his foot. Don't laugh at his pain.
Would love to hear you disprove evolution. Can we do that? If evolution is true.
Jesus. Ironic that I said Jesus even, but I'm gonna have a human biologist tell me why evolution's not true.
You go through a progressive evolution, if you will.
Tell me he's gonna say something like, there are no monkey people around or something wild.
You go through a progressive evolution, if you will, organisms evolving into an increasingly more being-like creature. The problem is there's zero evidence of that.
Yeah, there's zero evidence of that other than all of the existing evidence for that. Like fossils, like the study of anthropology, all of these things are fake evidence.
The problem is you have these single-celled organisms and multi-celled organisms, and then there's just a giant gap in the fossil record.
No. The giant gap is the giant gap in your knowledge, Gary Brecka.
And you have animals, and then you have man. But we don't have a fossil record that takes us from single and multi-celled organisms into an entire species.
I don't think he knows what a fossil is. What our friend Gary Brecka fails to understand here is that we're talking about hundreds of millions of years. There's a fossil Tiktaalik that literally shows us the potential steps of evolution from fish to legs. Human chromosome 2, the transition of apes and humans. Literally, there's been a lab that has taken E. coli and seen them evolve after 31,000 generations. This is evidence, my friend.
I watched 15 hours of The Pit, and now I'm a doctor.
I've watched 6 episodes, now I'm a doctor. But I was a doctor before the 6 episodes.
'Cause now I know how hard it really is.
It's really
In
hard.
a hospital. And
It is.
there are my colleagues as we intubate a sick 15.
We need to do that to get them oxygen deep inside their alveoli.
Cause I watched 15 hours of The Pit, which is basically medical school.
Yeah, just plus 1,000 more hours.
If you're a medical student in China, chances are your school hosts annual sports days, but with a twist.
No way. My medical school was so boring compared to this.
Students race each other to see who can get their patient to safety the fastest.
Yeah, but in healthcare, you don't want to be the one doing it the fastest. You want it to be doing it the best and safest more than the fastest. Haste creates waste. Oh, dented. Is this post-craniotomy? Okay, now I gotta read the Russian again. Hold on a second. When I joke, she blew up? I don't get it. Why are we getting Russian TikToks? Is this a doctor reacts to Russian TikToks? Ooh, that was a good CT scan on the Corgi with a good IV, with a little back x-ray. But you can't have your patient moving there. If your patient's moving, you're not gonna get a good image and you're gonna get something known as motion artifact. That will literally be visible on your impression. Oh my God, did she put Raid in the dog's mouth? Is that cockroach spray instead of oxygen?
I think it is.
That's evil. I hope that's a joke. These tools are way too realistic. Like, this is more realistic than some of the props on some of these medical dramas we've been watching lately. No, come on, this isn't real. This isn't real. No, come on. This cannot be real. I guess that could happen. You could get lockjaw because the TMJ joint got dislocated and then the jaw tensed up. But in that scenario, especially if it's impeding his bleeding, you gotta act quickly. You gotta relax those muscles and get that jaw relocated so you can get that fist out of there. Look at that, a mouth opener and a muscle relaxant. I'm surprised they didn't sedate him with like propofol or something.
Somebody sedate me!
Sick of blemishes ruining your day?
Yeah,
Tired of other pimple patches making you look like a stressed out second grade art teacher?
I didn't even know pimple patches were popular.
Big Patch, the revolutionary new pimple patch.
You just cover your face.
Skincare was taking over my life. Red light therapy, gua sha. My routine now is a breeze.
The point of the patch is to dry out the pimple and allow healthy skin to form in its place. I'm sure these pimples just have salicylic acid as a component to them of why they work.
Yeah,
Is that a Percocet burger?
my bad, ma'am. I ordered this with no Percocet on it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm sorry.
Percocet burger? How do people come up with this stuff?
So humans do this weird thing where they spend 8 hours a day almost dead. They call it sleeping.
Oh, sleep. Yeah. Let's just do the most inefficient thing in the world and put myself in a voluntary coma.
I wonder how this conversation would go if Brian Johnson joined them and he was talking about saving the human civilization, encouraging people to sleep.
Do you know how many of their problems they could solve if they didn't need to sleep for a third of their life?
Yeah, but they didn't choose to need to sleep. That is how our bodies are wired.
Did you do the math on this?
Yeah.
What's the number?
They could solve roughly all of them.
No.
Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable.
So podcasts are gonna continue to be inaccurate even in outer space.
You'll have to force yourself to eat before it, otherwise you
Oh
won't eat for the
no.
rest of the day. What it does is it naturally releases GLP-1, just like the Sempic shot,
The Sempic shot. Oh, the Sempic shot.
which reduces the cravings that are keeping you bloated and makes you fuller for longer to prevent you from overeating.
I knew AI was gonna get here. Thank God it's still bad.
So if you see the orange cart down below, you're
Yeah,
in luck. They're still in
don't.
stock.
This is illegal. I'm gonna sue them. Legal, help me.
Samantha is going to try for her first time to actually knock me out using just the sound and the energy projection.
I need to learn this so I could do it to the gentleman in the previous clip. Flip him? Flip him? Oh, she just slapped his jugular. Oh!
You should be able to see that the pupils are actually dilated as a result of the initial push, the energy push.
Crack cocaine? I don't need ketamine? What's happening here in this clip? She exhaled, he fell, was unconscious, she slapped the shit out of him, and somehow it brought him back. Medicine.
Dr. Dr. Mike, you said you need a jingle.
Yeah.
I'm here for you, man. And if your loved one needs a lesson, if your heart stops, you give them chest compressions. Me woo.
We need to play that in every single AHA CPR kiosk. I'm making that my mission. Well done. Okay, we have some kind of unique elephantitis, lymph condition. What exactly is the condition here? I don't even know if this is real or not, but it clearly created some sort of deformity where the leg looks locked, so the joints aren't well formed, the musculature doesn't look well formed, and there's some kind of bony deformity. I wonder if this is some kind of osteochondroma. Interesting.
Time out for many men of medicine usually means just long enough to enjoy a cigarette.
This is a stain on the history of physicians. Really goes to show why we need to be careful with expert opinion and rely on evidence. When a doctor is giving you advice, such as recommending childhood vaccines, we're not telling you just what we feel. We're doing that based off objective data that we have. Back then, we didn't have evidence showing that smoking was beneficial or advised for the general public. We just said it because it made someone feel better, and they're like, great marketing ploy.
Doctors in all parts of the country were asked, "What cigarette do you smoke, doctor?"
None, don't smoke. And by the way, RFK Jr. shut down the Office of Smoking Cessation. That makes me sad because that is one of the most preventable, effective public health measures to decrease both mortality and morbidity, which means overall sickness in the world.
According to this repeated nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
This hurts my soul to watch. It's like watching doctors recommend bloodletting. They did it to George Washington. In fact, if you want to see how other presidents have died, all of them, click here, check that out. And as always, stay happy and healthy.